your roof leaking and your house flooding.
Every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And National Athletic Coach Emmanuel Loblack. Sports Wrap, your one-stop shop for unique, inclusive, in-depth analysis of local, regional, and international sports. Bringing you the best in sports debate and up-to-the-minute information and statistics. Sports Wrap, every Thursday 6 to 8 p.m. 2 exciting hours of pure exciting sports talk. The experts are in the house. Sports Wrap, every Thursday evening, only on the big station, only on Q95. Lock it in.
Yeah. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Carnival is over, we Lent. Welcome to your favorite sports program on a Thursday night. I'm Lucas Sebastian. Together with me is
Manilo Black.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
And as usual, Pastor Rodney, please lead us in prayer, please.
Today we declare this is the day that you have made, Lord. We will definitely rejoice and be glad in it. We know that all things will have their challenges and difficulties, but we are grateful, Father, that you stand with us, that you walk with us. And so we thank you for today. We thank you for the breath of life. We thank you for the abilities that you have granted us, Lord, and we thank you that you have graced us again to see yet another sunrise. Now we ask, Lord, that you will bless our program tonight. Bless Sports Wrap. Use, oh God, the hosts to guide the program, to bring life to those, Father God, who are gloomy, to give them a reason to continue to live. I ask that you will cause Sports Wrap to educate its listeners, that they too, Father God, will find joy in what they do, and they will do the right thing all the time. Thank you for the listeners. Thank you, Father God, that you will encourage them, you will refuel them and refire them. And thank you that you will cause everyone Sports Wrap today to speak words that will edify even more than entertain, that will encourage even more than inform, and that lives, Father God, will truly be elevated as a result of the program tonight. And we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Washed in his blood. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all day long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all day long. Perfect state, perfect delight, patient and righteous on my side, patient This is my song.
Praising my Savior. Well, Luby, I know you're a choir man and it's Lent and this lovely music, eh? I mean, last week we were discussing Calypso. Hopefully we should have the monarch with us tonight in a while, but tonight we should have the president of the Football Association in house with us. And well, the Super 8s are starting. The last game in the Australia, by the way, played over tomorrow. And after that, the Super 8 starts inside. It's for Australia, they knocked out long time. So we'll have a discussion about the World Cup and about the West Indies chances. So that's the program tonight.
So the thing is that now in the Super 8, Australia not in our zone anymore.
Australia knocked out, so not in zone. Australia not in the World Cup anymore. After they play tomorrow, Oman, and that's it. They play tomorrow. But before we go to that, guys, Dr. Fountain, Lobby, Lobby, you, both of you all know him, one of my closest people in life. And that's a guy I grew up all my life with together. And then Friday night, I spoke to him at 8:41 p.m. And a few hours later, he's dead watching TV in his house. In fact, I think Daryl Bob, I was surprised Daryl called me and knew about that. Yeah, I was surprised. And, it's a tough, I mean, since that time, it has been tough, Dr. Fountain, Lobby, I can tell you.
Yes, I can well understand, Emmanuel. Our deepest condolences, especially the rapidity with which it happened, and
Yeah,
the fact that
41, I
no
spoke to him.
hints, he seemed to have been okay.
He spoke to me, he called me.
Called you, so he
and
was
then
okay.
he's dead a few hours later,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to process that. It has been difficult, but I don't know. I have to go up for the funeral. That's one thing I have to do. I must get to the US probably soon to go to that funeral. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, already we have a caller. Let's take the caller. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to everybody in the panel, but a special good evening to Sibo.
Hi, how are
Sibo
you?
is you, today I find. Today is about me and you.
Uh-huh.
So listen to me now, Sibo.
Right.
I'm calling from the Windsor Castle, and listen to me well.
Right, go ahead. I'm
Just
listening.
imagine Prince Andrew can get locked up, and his brother, which is King Charles, the second most powerful man after Donald Trump, say, let the law take its course. So you can imagine that all ropers and all pigs have their Saturday. Good afternoon.
Yes, Prince Andrew. Yeah, that shocking news this morning. One you got up this morning, and that's what you saw. Yeah.
Sibo, first of all, it shows that democracy, Dr. Fountain, is alive.
Yes.
It shows what a democratic society can do. Right? Where people can decide. The people have decided there is one leader. You don't have leaders. Like, we have one leader. But Sibo, I know the guy very well. You all grew up in when you went to school in Cock Street. So I know him very, 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 very well. Well, I met him last year, Dr. Fountain. I met him at the Expo in Jersey.
Okay.
Yes, he was at the Expo in Jersey last year, and we're unfortunate. As I said, Sebastian, sudden death is the worst death. We all have to go, but sudden death is not easy at all.
Well, you're correct. Like I said, if you know somebody's sick and you can deal with it, but when you spoke to a person 8:41 p.m., couple of hours later you're told dead and people crying and everybody, man. This to me, I don't know.
And just so it was on Carnival Day, Monday we lost a young boy. His parents are from Granford. Right there on that Louisville Road there, that diversion. People disobeying the diversion sign, just going straight, hit the guy right there in the corner. Dead. I mean, a young man in his 20s. Mackie? Yeah.
Oh, you know
Very
him, the guy who
sad.
died?
Yes.
You see, Dr. Fountain, from last year, to we are just February, and the number of young men that have gone either through gun violence or other motorcycle accidents.
Yeah, and talking about gun violence, this senseless murder
we
on
had
Sunday
one,
night.
Sunday night, right there.
Afa Bozel.
Boza, guy.
Afa Bozel.
He's my neighbor in Baba State. He just got married last year.
Yeah.
His wife, right?
Works
He
in
just
the
got
bank
married
and
last year. His
stuff,
wife
yeah.
works in the bank. My neighbor,
Yes,
she was totally. I understood she was hospitalized.
You mean like they say in Patois, pal fue taker?
People can imagine someone just leave your house.
And then he came for the festivities, and
By the way, as you talk about festivities, I don't know you all saw a video of a politician dancing all over the place. You saw it? I don't know who's the person. You saw it at all? No, politician dancing to signal ban and you see him moving.
It's like that person have not toys for life.
No. No, you sure you have the right person? You sure you have the right person?
I saw two politicians dancing.
Okay, but yeah, you saw two, but I talking about a particular one. Did you see dancing to signal ban? You saw it, right? Nobody didn't see that one? Dr. Bungton, you saw that person.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it going viral.
No. The other one maybe might not have been a signal ban. Well, but one.
I just had to laugh. I said to myself, it's time for toys.
No, I think you have the wrong one, Lobby. I think you have the wrong one.
I'm correct, Sebastian.
No, I'm talking.
That's
Oh, it's all true now. Oh, that one is.
What you had? You had a capstan gun? Remember the capstan gun?
I didn't say that. I think that'll be we have all that, Lobby. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Sibo, good evening, and everybody.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
And Sibo, that person have nice moves, there, boy.
Which one? You know who that? Who the person?
Person have nice moves. I saw a person there on the signal. Nice moves, Sibo.
Anyway, guys, before we're going to talk a little Calypso tonight. We have Daryl Bob, Chester later, alias. Hold on, he will be with us as well. The Calypso Monarch, whatever people may say, the Calypso Monarch can't change it. He'll be in the studio with us soon. So we'll have a review of the Calypso for a little while, and then after that, we'll talk football. Yeah, Lobby, you want to say something?
Let's talk about Carnival, Sebastian. The first thing about before the Calypso itself, was the Carnival, Sebastian. The ugliest part. Right? I'm a mass man. I love my Carnival. I love it to the max. But the song of Narelle, it's so obvious about, the right. The policeman, first of all, must take control. You have been paid a salary. You have to take control. Don't go on the radio and say you'll do this and do that. The worst thing, gentlemen, that happened for this carnival was the abuse of this marijuana, the smoke. Not just in the band, on the side. He was like a tell you, man, like a bakery man. It was unbelievable, Sebastian. I couldn't, I know two guys. I don't think they continued playing mass because it affected their sinus. All right? It was it's just terrible in the band, the smoking, terrible.
Yeah, well, they had all sorts of things. But by the way, Daryl Bob, they had a road march person.
That I have not received word on as yet. But it might go to the Monarch. I don't know. But we can ask the Monarch.
Well, come closer, Darren, so that the people on the Facebook can see you on. People on Facebook.
You live already? That's okay.
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take this
So
caller.
let's take this caller before him. All right.
Don't worry. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good night. What's happening?
Good night. All right. Yeah.
Good night to the panel. What's happening?
Donald, that's you there?
Donald.
Yay. What's up, my brother? What's up? How are you, man?
All right, man. All right there. I just wanted to let you know your boy birthday on Sunday.
Okay.
Eh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak. Don't listen to your radio. Go ahead. Talk to me.
I just tell you my birthday on Sunday.
Right. Okay, I know. Well, I didn't forget. Anyway, don't worry. I'll see you. I didn't forget, Donald. It will be how about 91 now? 91?
91.
91. Yeah, I didn't forget that.
Awesome.
You have played an extremely good evening. I'll say that.
Give everyone understand your mind.
No problem. I'll do that. They hear you anyhow. They hear you. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you. Don't worry. 91. I don't know if any one of us will reach 91. Yeah, but that's a beginning. Right. Chester,
What's happening? What's happening?
Good, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, everybody there.
Yes, congratulations to you, Mr. Monarch, for 2026.
Well, Mr. Monarch did not crown himself, yeah? So congratulations.
Well, we don't even want to go that way.
Let me start off by apologizing for the voice, because the voice is very warm, and I may have a little from time to time, because it was a difficult one.
Chester, let's get straight to it. Did you feel okay? You won in the quarterfinals. You came first. You came first semi-final. You won Stardom's King of the 10. Were you confident that you were going to win the money?
I'm never confident in terms of winning. I'm confident in what I'm able to do.
Okay.
Because you never know what's in the judges' minds and so on. But I did walk into the competition feeling that I had the best material to win. So I felt that everything was on me. Chess, if you deliver in both rounds, you will win. That's how I felt walking into the competition. So it's the first time in a very long time I walked in the competition feeling that I had the best material. I think that's only the second time I would say the third time. I felt that I walked into the finals with the best material.
But you wrote the song, both of your songs?
Yes.
Well, I know you always write your songs. Yeah. One thing, Chester, there's people say, and the general concept around that when you and Tasha P's thing, the band plays the best. I'm sure you have heard that.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Right.
Did you hear that last year?
Well, no, it went right.
You know why?
All right. Because you didn't win.
You didn't win. So whenever Daddy Chess does well, that comes up. Yeah. Whenever Daddy Chess does not do well, it does not come up.
No, well, subject to correction, Daddy Chess. I have been following Calypso. I'm a mass man of music, and it's a fact. I have a problem with this. All right, I have a problem when you all from Stardom come to sing. All right, there's always an extra. Even at the final, I'm telling you about that. I thought somebody guitar string would have gone. The way they played for you, they played that music. Not even the semi-final. They played this way.
Okay, so let me respond to you. Okay, so take for somebody like Bob. Well, Bob is a professional, right? To the extreme. But take for instance, you have somebody like Bob, right? Bob is not in Stardom 10. Okay? So if Bob gets 3 practices before competition, and you have another person from Stardom 10 getting the same 3 practices, but 2 other Stardom 10s under their belt, that means the band has played their song 5 times, and they have played Bob's song 3 times. So every time you play a song, you get better at it. Similarly, if I perform my song today for the first time, I'm going to look better the next time, and then the next time. So what you would find that the song the band plays most, the band going to be more comfortable, right? So you'll always find the band playing, for Stardom 10 guys better. Similarly, when Mass Camp was on, if I went to Mass Camp to perform, the band would never play my song the same way as they've been playing for the guys from Mass Camp, because they're practicing the guys from Mass Camp. They're playing every Friday, and here I'm coming with maybe 1 practice or 2 practices. So obviously they don't have my song as comfortable, right? That's the first thing. Secondly, do you know my first crown? My first crown I won. You know the band forbade me.
Oh, the band.
The band forbade me.
Why should the band forbade
you? I'm telling you.
But you were not a member of the band then, right?
Yes, I was.
In 2000?
Yes.
Okay.
No, what happened?
Nobody knew. I covered it up.
They covered it up?
Yes. But you see, people don't see that. People, when I had Fly Your Kite, right? When I had Fly Your Kite, Peter was supposed to do something in the 3rd verse. And the 3rd verse reached, and I didn't hear it. And I'm on stage saying, maybe I'm on my 2nd verse, because that was supposed to happen, right? So when things happen to Daddy Chess, people don't see it. I don't talk about it, or I cover it on stage, okay? But it is always in the ear.
But it depends too, It depends on what you're covering up.
What I'm saying is, and also to what you have to consider as well, the Calypsonians that Peter would write for, right? Peter is a brass man. And listen to me very carefully. Right now, guys have come up a little more to speed. Peter later is a brass man. First a brass man before keyboard man. When Peter puts brass on a song, he understands what the brass can execute better than something else. So in other words, sometimes I'll say, Peter, I would say, Peter, I want to sing that song a little higher or a little lower. Peter, tell me, if we put that key in, if we put that in that key, the brass is not going to execute it as well as that key. So let us sing it in that key. So hold on. Hold on. Not everybody knows that. So sometimes guys coming for song, Bob would know that. So sometimes guys who come in for song, and a keyboard man makes the part. On a keyboard, your fingers just run. But a brass man has to blow that with his mouth.
Yep,
sometimes it's a strange key that has sharps. So a lot of times guys go in studios and the producer doesn't understand that fully, right? You will always see a difference if something comes out from Peter, Cornell, Freddie's studio as opposed to anywhere else.
What part does Cookshan not there. Cookshan isn't there. What? The engineer.
Yeah.
What part he plays? What part the engineer plays? Yes, in terms of the music, in terms of
he mixes the music. He mixes the music.
Mixing live music.
Yeah.
What part he plays in
He
terms
mixes
of
the
whether
music.
yeah. But to all what you have said, Peter,
You can't mix the entire band for one person.
No. All what you have said, brother. I listen, and I'm telling you that that's my opinion and my humble opinion.
Tell me what you hear different.
When the band playing there's more life. Secondly, brother, there's more life. I must be there's more life in the
What
band.
aspect of the band that has life?
Solutions, eh?
Yeah.
How do we mitigate that? Is that because that's a natural thing, you know?
In fact,
You
you probably suffered because you probably only had one practice you had for your second song.
I had one practice, and obviously they would not play with the kind of energy because they're still learning the song. One practice on Friday to play
On Saturday.
to play on Saturday. You understand? So I cannot flag the band at all. Generally, I'll tell you, for me, I know my music, I make my music, and swinging stars have never failed me. Even when Riffy was there, I've never had to bring another musician to play in the band, to make up, to play something different. I always made my music so they can.
With a guy last year, you had some of them on stage when you were
the saxophonist. He had to play a solo for me.
Saxophonist.
But I've never really had to get rid of any member in the band for any particular reason. The music is good enough for standard, and it's just a matter of practice. Because music is a practice thing. The more you do it, the better you know.
Yeah.
And I couldn't survive having one practice. And the band have 20 songs, 19 other songs. Well, 20.
But let me.
I know in the past, that my brother sang for 10 years. I know what he went through as manager. But I know that the final practice was the band ensured when in those days they ensured that John Tom, before he leaves that place, that's satisfied.
Yes.
When I heard that, this lady said that Lady S said, don't matter, even though it could be 1,000 practice, they still wouldn't have gotten it. I felt sorry for her. I don't know what happened.
But one thing I would like to just put in there, and for Chester to remember too, is that if we could start practice earlier, if most of the band would get leave at that time of the year, but I mean, fellas really want to take their leave during summer so we can travel and stuff like that, you know. But that would help a lot. Like if you listen to the band in St. Lucia, the backup band, I mean, these guys come to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can go to practice at 8 in the morning or 9, whatever time.
Wow.
But we don't have that luxury in Dominica because most of the people, they have their jobs and this kind of things. But that would have, if at least we would be able to start practice earlier, it would, the mental fatigue during the night that comes about at 8:30 and 9, that impacts the music negatively. So that is just my input on that.
Let me just say 2 points there. We had 3 years of Soca Monarch, right? Fanatic was the backup band. The same thing came up with Carlin. And the guys were saying the same thing. I told them, no. My job is for Fanatic to have my music the way I want it. I don't care what they do for Carlin. My job is to make sure they play my song the way it's supposed to be played. It doesn't matter how they play for Carlin. Well, as long as they play. And I want all 3. No, hear this. When last I won a crown? How many years ago?
25 years ago. 25 years ago.
Hold on, 25 years ago. Yeah. No, I'm king. We're talking about 2 years. That's maybe for that.
Yeah.
So what happened in 25 years?
Yeah, no. I'm glad we're having that discussion. I'm glad you're clearing that up because you hear that, and I think personally it's unfounded. Because I don't think that the band would deliberately derail somebody else. And the explanation you gave makes perfect sense. The more you practice, is the more comfortable the band is, and also you play with them normally. every day. So they know you. If you make
I-
a faux pas, they can correct and so on. So
Yeah, the thing is, I have
natural.
one
It's
method.
normal.
I have one method in Calypso. I practice until the first stardom 10th, and I never pass back in the band house.
You serious?
I never pass back. So I'm normally ready on the first practice when nobody else is ready. So I come on the first night when maybe 2 or 3 of us, everybody's still struggling to get their song together,
And
and
you
I
already have
whiz the band on the first
You
night.
see?
I have my stuff ready early.
Yeah.
So when I come and guys are not ready, it may be 3 of us for the night. So I whiz the band on the first night, right? My last practice is always the Tuesday before the first stardom 10th. After that, my practice is on stardom 10th. I never pass back until I have a second song.
Let's now on the competition itself. Let us come to that now itself. The judging, first of all, the judging itself.
What I'll say to you, when I spoke to Chester, he don't want to go that route.
Yeah,
we don't want to go that route. It's not fair to him. Let's not go that route.
Okay, there's something else about the songs. The Narelle song, you as a basketballer, you play basketball, I know that you play sports, you're in the league. But when you're in the league starts, you look and see, I want to win under my team. You look and see which team going to give me the big, in terms of the troublesome team. I want to win.
Yeah.
Same thing with Calypso. I'm certainly sure that when you listen to Narelle, with material, she had good material.
Yeah, when I'm in a competition, I don't trust anyone.
No. You don't trust people, but yet still, there's some people you have to look out for.
I looked out for 5 people. No, I would say 4 people in the competition. I had 4 people in mind. I had the Bob, Nashel, Tasha P, and Joy.
But also, Dark Horse was Reds. Was a dark horse. I look at him as a dark horse. 2 good songs with Rivers and one voice. At the end, you look at it, the composition of Rivers, very, very.
Yeah, I love that.
Right.
I love that.
One voice. But look, coming back at Nashel, looking at you, your song itself change and compare with Commissioner. Very topical. Very all right. Yes, when you
Go.
Yes. Now, if your song change, what
songs change?
No, your second song.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
So, and your first song was?
That was
the first song. Beauty and the Beast.
And the second song was?
Your roof licking.
What inspired you to sing a song?
Which one?
Your roof licking.
Okay, before you answer, let's take this caller. Before Chester answers, we have a caller on the line. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
See, I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Two Calypsonians are there.
Right.
They came to tell us what, because we don't want it to look like Chester and Bob there, to ask them about that song and this song. And I'm just talking, you understand?
Right, yeah.
To tell about National song and Chester song and that. They are Calypsonians. We cannot ask them those kind of things on a program.
Correct.
They were in the competition.
Right.
So I'm just asking, let us move away from that and whatever they came for is to help us to see how, something else. But that is my view, Let's move on from that. And
Correct. Correct. Go ahead, Darryl. Go ahead.
What I notice is that we tend to check Calypso at the finals, the performance aspect of things. And I notice it, I prove it this time. Most Dominicans will really listen carefully, because there would be no argument this morning if people had listened. And when you listen for coherence. If you cannot do that, you should not be commenting on Calypso and saying who should win and who should. The writer threw in a third verse in the Karma song. A third verse to offend me personally. My name is mentioned in the song.
In which song?
Not because I mentioned in the
one about Karma.
Right? Karma doesn't forget an address. And what he did, he destroyed the composition. So you have 2 verses coherent, and then all of a sudden a new verse that was just thrown in at Bob, because that is somebody that I mentioned in my third verse. You understand? That's the writer. And that destroyed the song. And nobody not checking that. Everybody checking the girl should win and it's her crown and give the girl her crown and those kind of things. Nobody not checking that. That song is not coherent because of that third verse. And that was a last minute thing, because I'm certain that song was written long before the competition. But that verse, through the coherence of the song, it destroyed it. Okay? No, you may not think so, but I'm urging you to go back and listen.
I listen to this song.
Go back and listen. Another thing is your presentation can destroy your entire your song itself, because you cannot come and sing about a Christmas tree and you have banana trees on stage. You cannot say the chair needs to go and it does not go. It does not go to come back. You cannot be warning about the commissioner, calling somebody as the commissioner, or you are dressed as the commissioner. And those are my observations. I may be a Calypsonian, but I'm also an observer, and I'm free to voice my opinion. The other thing I want to say, and that may ruffle a few feathers, I may get some enemies from that, because my dear friend should never do what he did this morning. Because he's a judge. There's a code of ethics in everything. There's an understanding that you cannot come immediately after a competition and come and expose what happened in the judge's room like that. You understand? That is wrong. That is wrong. And that has destroyed that person's integrity and the confidence in the man. You cannot do that, Lobby. You cannot do that.
But you see,
you cannot do that. Lennox Linton was taken to task for many years ago for a similar thing, and Lennox didn't even do it like that. This one is worse. So that's my opinion, my humble opinion on my competition.
Okay, but do you agree that during that same year of Lennox Linton, my friend told me on his way home he gave the results that Briggs won. On his way home, he heard a different story.
Okay, let's go to Chester now. Chester, a lot of people probably don't understand this roof leaking. Explain to people what this song is about. People, I'm sure, want to know what it is. Explain to people.
Yeah, well, it's a basic song. Very simple to explain. The roof leaking. Yeah, it's very simple.
Hold on, let's start.
Yeah, it's a very simple.
Well, let Chester tell me.
Yeah, it's a very simple song. In life, everybody's roof leaks at some point. Probably everybody's roof leaking right now for different reasons. It could be, so let's suppose you're at work and your supervisor is on your back, your supervisor giving you a rough time, your manager giving you a rough time. That is your roof at the time, leaking. And you might some people choose to leave the job, some people choose to leave the department, some people choose to just have a conversation. So the conversation would be fixing it. Leaving the department might be changing it. You understand? So you could be, as I see Lobby there, it could be sports. You in sports and you aspiring to long jump and you can't get over that hurdle and different things affecting you, and that is your roof leaking. So I mean, in all aspects of our life, we have roof leaking, and it just highlights some of it. And I love the first verse of that song because it starts off with from the time you wake up in the morning, and I always think of the single moms that wake up at 3:30 and they probably have 2-3 children, and they wake up at 3:30 to start cooking, and getting things ready, and the children probably wake up at 6, and by the time the sun comes out, they're tired already. They're already tired, and when they go to work, it's still more blows on them. So it's something that all of us meet at some point in our life, and probably all know, and it just highlights a few examples of that.
Cool. Let's take this call. Hold on, Lobby. Let's take this caller. Good evening. We lost the caller probably. Yeah, because that I just wanted him to explain because some people don't understand.
No, because I come back on there. You just spoke about presentation.
Okay, hold on, let's take the caller. Yeah, good evening.
Hello, me again.
Right.
Me again. No, we are talking on the program. We are adults. I'm just giving my views, okay? No, you said whatever Lofty say, it destroyed his reputation. I don't think it destroyed his reputation. And another thing I want to say, we have an association. You say you have a code of ethics, okay? Now, to me, a code of ethics is whatever you say is the truth. So if you have a judge, and I'm saying Lofty, who spoke out, he is in there, and he sees something is wrong, and he came out and he say it is wrong. I don't see that destroying his reputation. What the Calypso Association is, you cannot have an association and people more for clothes in there. You see something wrong, and you cannot come out objectively and say it is wrong. What the association would have to do is try to fix it. You have in the states and big countries where you have cases, criminal cases, And the jurors come in and speak after about what happened to the case, and certain people saying this is it. I sure you all heard that already. So I am saying that cannot destroy his reputation.
Okay.
In no way. The Calypso Association have to look at that. You have an association, you have people who listen to the Calypso. We want to have answers, you have to give us that. So you cannot close a judge's mouth when the judge sees something wrong. What happened? You have a conscience, not you. I'm saying generally we have a conscience. You're not going to die with that on your chest. So I do agree with you on that.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Darryl, you
Thank you,
answered that
caller.
just now.
We
Let's
have-
take the next caller.
let's
You'll
take a
answer.
few
Good
callers,
evening.
yeah.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Caller, go ahead, please.
Well,
All right,
let's take the
let's
next
take the
caller.
next caller.
Good evening.
Good afternoon to all.
Good evening. Yes. Good evening. It's evening, Lucille. I don't know where you are, but it's evening. Yeah, good evening.
Let me say something here.
Go ahead. Say
This
something.
is my opinion. I am happy that Lofty put up what is happening inside there. Let people know it has been happening. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Next
right,
caller.
let's see.
Darryl, don't forget. Keep hold your thoughts. You answer the lady. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To you and the people in studio, to everyone in studio.
Mm-hmm.
Sibo, I have a question I'd like to ask Bob in reference to where everybody feel like Lofty is wrong to point out something that is wrong. And I want to see from my standpoint, okay? If you see something that is wrong and you call it out, I hear people saying, well, ethics. I understand ethics. Ethics means is to do the right thing. To me, that's what ethics means. It's not to see wrong and cover it up. So what I'm saying is, where is the responsibility of the judge who forced the other two judges to change their decision when they had already made their decision? This is what I want to know. Because a Lofty see something and he call it out. I'm not a judge. I don't know the rules and regulations that operate, but I know sometimes corruption can penetrate these things that make people make decisions and people bully other people to make decisions that they want.
Okay, caller, let him answer you. Okay, thank you, caller. Yeah, let him
Yes,
answer.
you're taking one
Let's
more
take
on
one
this?
more and
Yeah.
then Darryl answer. Good evening.
Daddy just a little message for you from this one. You see
Sorry?
the line where you say every 5 years the blue roof leaking is the red one that is leaking. Take note of that.
Yeah. So Bob, as you answer this question on the judges, let me just ask this, and you can also react to it. If there seems to be an issue with the judges, isn't it now the place of the association to probably do some kind of investigation? Would you encourage an investigation?
Thank you.
To clarify this,
course.
because I think
because we do not want to continue.
I think
with bad business.
I think that is probably where we should be focused on now.
Yes.
If there was something happened that night people feel should not have happened, let the association
let me further qualify
take it.
you. You
Yeah.
are a super intelligent man, and you're gonna have a bright future. Listen, what I'm going to say in response to the lady and the two other callers is that the association has not received any letter from any judge who had an issue. That is how you deal with things. You write and say, hey, this is what happened, and so that we can deal with it. You
Yeah,
don't come to the public with that.
Yeah.
You know, so soon. I mean, if they don't think, but you have to do things properly. We must do things properly. If we don't do things properly, we will just be haywire all over the place, you know, and not getting a solution to a problem. Yes, you come to the radio. What you going to get? Sensationalism. You understand what I'm saying? But you write to the association and say, hey, guys, this is what I witnessed and this is wrong. So it's not saying that it is wrong to call out wrong, you know. You understand? You call out wrong and you have reason to call out wrong. Just like I'm calling out wrong right now, I'm not satisfied with what he did because I know what the association is a business. We expect that a letter will come to us and we will say, okay, guys, we have to review this thing. There's a judge saying that we'll investigate just like you're saying there right now. And that's it. And we move forward. But you don't jump and run to the radio and those kind of things. What is it going to serve? It's just creating an animosity, a problem for Chester, a problem for the association, a problem for the association leadership. It's unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
But I will say something here. One of the things that you have to understand is this. You owe respect to the patrons. enough is enough in this country. I don't say, look, listen to me. People going to react. People will always react. You know why? When you see people will always react. But people are tired, man. I'm telling you about that. People pay their money. And people live.
Let me say something.
Hold on, Chester. Let's take this caller. Hold your thoughts. Good evening.
Good evening, Zigo, and the rest of the panel.
Yes, good evening.
Zigo, I would like to ask Bob a question.
Go ahead, let's hear. Go ahead, ask the question.
I would like to ask Bob, as a member of the association, Calypso Association, is he still here? Is he think it is right as a member of the association to call a young Calypso writer a wannabe Calypso? Everything is right for him to do.
Well, he doesn't want to respond to that. He does indicated he doesn't want to respond to that. So go ahead, Chester. You are going to make a point.
Let me say something, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And let me be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give my story. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I at the end of last season, I had a conversation with two persons, a very good friend of mine and my brother. And it was my intention not to come back. Not because of anything in particular, but I've always said, if I ever miss finals twice, I'm done. And my brother asked me why. I told him, maybe I don't have it anymore. Because I'm a person, when it comes to sports and music, I always said, if I have to reach this stage where I look like I'm heading downhill, I'm done. Because I always want to maintain a certain standard. And I felt, boy, maybe I have lost a step or two. You know, I said 2 years I have make final. Maybe it's time to hang up the boots. So all year long, in my head, I was like, I'm not going to sing. Up to December, I had no intentions of competing. Right? Certain things made me compete, and that has nothing to do with Crown. Right? I went through this season, and I remember sitting down on the side before quarterfinals, and Observer came to me. An Observer gave me a little pep talk, which helped me a lot. And in quarterfinals, I was not competing. I was singing to myself.
You serious?
I was not competing in quarterfinals. It's only after quarterfinals I came first, and people started to talk roof. And people started to have expectations that I decided to actually compete. Now, it was a very difficult season for me. At one point, for me, it was Crown or nothing. I put everything into it, Crown or nothing. And that had nothing to do with the Crown itself. The journey taught me that I'm a much stronger person than I thought, but I didn't do it on my own. I have to commend people like Observer, Joy, Bob, who were in the competition, but still understood my journey and gave me strength. And I really have to give them hats. And even someone like Joy, that's actually the monarch, who actually reached out to me and gave me strength, even at the last practice. I really have to big them up for that. And it was a difficult journey. It's the year I'm most proud of. And I'll be honest with you, right now is a time for me to celebrate my wins, a time for me to give glory, because God worked with me for that entire way, I can tell you that. And for me to come here today to argue about what has been going on, I'm not about to do that. So if we're going to continue to talk about Calypso and the greatness of Calypso and the great season I had, I'm staying.
Right.
If we're going to stay here and continue down that line, I'm going to excuse myself.
Okay, what we're going to ask you about Calypso, because we have football, that's what we're going to tell you. Thank you. The president of the association said before, and he was live on radio, he said that the Calypso Association will have a truck with Calypsonians singing their songs and so on. We didn't see that. What happened?
Are you referring to...
Not looking sad. Caressa said that they will have a truck at Calypso...
To promote the Calypso during Carnival.
During Carnival, and he said especially for road match. He did say that they will have a truck going around.
Well, I'm not sure what happened to that. I mean, I know in the opening we did have a truck. It was very good. I have been always open for Calypso to come on the truck and sing as well. Calfapi came, he sang. Calfapi gave me a nice rest because I always when Bob won, I was so happy Bob came on the truck. And the thing is, for the patrons, they want to say they want to see the Calypso and sing. And Bob can tell you when the year he won and he came on that truck, that was so fantastic because you have the Monarch on the truck singing his songs and people were loving that. You know, Briggs used to come on the truck with me. Hurricane did it. You know, and I welcome any Calypso. And well, of course, you need to have the song to do it. Come on the truck and sing your song because there's nothing better for the patrons at that time. Everybody at that time have their rum and the competition is over and it's just the actual Calypso singing their song. So for Swinging Stars, we are always welcome for any Calypso that has road material. Come on the truck and sing a song.
Okay. Gentlemen, I have a question on that issue of the patrons. I was at the finals in the past. I've commentated, but I keep seeing a certain age that is completely absent. That is cause of worry because I know the history of Calypso. When I was a young boy, I would go to the Calypso show, but we're not seeing this age group. And you know, I'm talking about the 20-somethings.
Yes.
They're not present. I mean, I looked around, I was looking for them, and I couldn't find them at the Calypso. And that to me is worrisome. How do we address that? How do we get the young people back into Calypso, interested in the art form? Because they don't have to take it forward.
Yeah.
If they're not interested, it's going to die a natural death.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We want 100, 200 years from now, the art form continues to flow. But how do we maintain
Let me give a quick response to that. In any society, parenting matters most. Your parents should ensure that you go to church and they should play a part. They should have a strong opinion and decide what you consume. My dad made sure he sent me to Calypso shows when I was a boy, right? And today, I'm a Calypso monarch. During my Calypso career, I've had to help numerous students with their SBAs because their teachers always send them, go and do a Calypsonian. Have you done one, Manchester? Yeah. Go and do a Calypsonian, the history of Calypso, blah, blah, blah. And they would come back in the 90s, 90%, 90-something%. The last child I did, she was 98%. So Calypso is important for our development, or education, or understanding, even our understanding of our culture or society. And if our parents don't tell us, look, this is important that you go to, then they will always gravitate to jam and wine, right? So this is that's just what I want to say. And our parents is not those in the home only, Their parents at school as well, because they spend how many hours with your teachers? The teachers have to pass that kind of wisdom on to them as well. And that's not being done in this society. So the kids gravitate to jam and wine.
Okay. Can we get a quick response from Chester?
Yeah, Chester, before we take this call, go ahead. You want to respond?
Yeah.
Hold on a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just look, like for instance, I went to get ashes yesterday, right? After work, I went straight to church, and one of my reasons wasn't just ashes. I had to go and give glory and praises. I grew up in that, yes. But at the same time, for the season I had to go and give. Yes, I had to, no matter. And I wasn't feeling well, but I still had to do it. And I noticed hardly any young people. Right? It's a general trend across the globe. You know, things are changing, and the as great and fantastic as social media is, it has its negative things as well. You know, and if you really remember before, you always had a young person bursting Calypso. Like your Bob came one year and it's boom. Dice just came boom. Dice came boom. You always had Tarina boom. Tasha P boom. You always had a young person coming in that would just impress the public and just burst everybody. We haven't had that in a while. Trilogy came in and he did it. And some National has been there for a while, you know. I don't know, but she has been there for a while, so she's not a just come. But I'm talking. I know, but she has been there for a while. National was there in COVID, so I'm talking about a person that just come on the scene, first time in the arena and burst just finals and pressure on fellas. We haven't had that in a while. Besides Trilogy, so what you would always find is that when that young person comes, they would bring in young people with them. But we haven't seen those young persons coming forward. Even from they're doing a fantastic job with the junior monarchs and so on. But we want to see those junior monarchs cross over.
Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Final question on that.
Go ahead.
Chester and Bob, what do you all think the association can do regarding the churches, to recruit us? So I'm asking that because I understand one judge gave Chester 5 and one gave Chester 7. And Chester did perform. You understand what I'm saying? So I must, how comes he got one judge give him 5 and one judge give him 7. So something there is not right. So I'm just asking, what do you all think the association can do again in when they recruiting judges, people to judge the show? Because 5 and 7, I find it low. That was too low for him. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So, and there's something I wanted to say about that earlier. When there's a situation like that, the chief judge, it's his job to address that situation and get things back to normal, and whatever they have to do, because that's not, as you say, it's not normal, and that's the job of the chief judge. Because I heard people saying that a judge decide to change the points and this kind of thing. That's the role of the chief judge. Obviously, there was something was wrong for anybody to have just that number 7 or even number 5, and everybody has have him close to number 1. The Calypso Association is guilty of not providing adequate training for the judges, training opportunities. This idea of when the season come in, just about a month or two, you call them for a quick training and you do the same thing all the time. That is not working. I've always had an issue with that, even when I was on the executive. So I think that is what we're suffering from right now.
Guys, gone are the day, Lobby, Dr. Fountain. Even when you had a Calypso competition, nothing else took place on that night. It was only Calypso and Calypso. The authorities, the people in charge of Carnival know that. Having an event at the airport, it's only the authority that can give permission to have that on the same night of a Calypso competition. So you ask yourself, and you're a member of the association, all of you guys need to do something about that, because it cannot be that it's an official thing, and on the same night of Calypso, you put an event right at the airport. The airport belongs to the government. So, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys want to comment on that.
Well,
hold on, let him
hold on. Carnival belongs to Dominica, right? Carnival belongs to Dominica. At the end of the day, people have a choice where they want to go, right? We are not like Trinidad where people fit hard Monday to Monday. So whether you have a fete on Saturday or Tuesday, it matters not. Dominica is different. People may go out on the last week, but we hardly have much time. So you really find guys have, most people is really 2 free Saturdays you have, right? I believe everybody can survive. Everybody has a right. Booyah is the biggest thing right now. People come down to Dominica for Viva. Viva is bringing people to Dominica, So let's get real. It is the biggest event for Carnival. So I cannot fault anybody for putting on in the event. Yes, things were different before. Things are changing. Before, Carnival was all about Calypso. Calypso was all what you heard on the road and so on. It's just like before in Trinidad, it was Calypso when Sparrow had this thing. Soca took over, right? Because as young people, as the generations change, the energy gets higher and people want more and more energy. Yes, a lot of people went to Calypso shows before. Now, it's not the Calypso, it's not the people that love Calypso that go into Viva.
Well, yeah, I agree. It has its crowd. Viva has its crowd.
Right.
And the Viva crowd wouldn't go to Calypso.
Some could if there was nothing else. Yeah. What I'm saying is, you have a lot of persons that used to come to Calypso show, don't come and they're not at Viva. That is where we need to ask that question.
Okay.
Right? But Viva is Viva. Viva is fantastic for Dominica. And as an association, as Calypsonians, we just have to find a way to step up our game. No. Calypsonians have to have more appealing songs, right? Songs that can last. More appeal, more songs that can more last. Market your product properly, and the association needs to market the show properly. Because let's face it, all of the fetes, women order their clothes from Shein, come down here, they have put a new wave, nails, but before they even enter the fete, they spend over $1,000, or somebody else spend it for them. But Calypso show is jeans and a t-shirt. You open your cupboard and take it. We need to reach a level where people want to put on a brand new outfit to come to Calypso. So it's us to do our job. It has nothing to do with Viva.
Yes, I just want to say something there. First of all, gentlemen, we have Calypso itself, Carnival originated from the plantation. That's what we know. It's a national event. is a national event. My time at school, SMA, we first had Calypso junior monarch itself, and it spread in the schools, right? And Calypso itself, we enjoyed around that time, carnival time. You knew that without Calypso, there's no carnival. You have to understand that. No matter what they have in Trinidad, they have the schools competition, the youth take part, the Calypso is still big. In all the other islands, St. Lucia, you go to the islands, Calypso is big. No matter what they may have, it is big, and you must understand that. The Calypso came from the plantation.
We have the biggies, eh?
All right, I don't say, but yeah,
we have the biggies.
No. But what happened? You speak about marketing. It's not marketing, the judging. If this final here, if some of the Calypsonians who were not present, who were left out, all right, at the final, if they were there would have been a bigger crowd. I'm telling you about that. People like Alpha P, Webb, I can go on, these two guys in particular were there. There would have been a bigger crowd. People are not happy. You pay your money. You know about the judging decision is final. Yes, they're human beings. But what people are saying, people are just not happy. Come the quarterfinal, semifinal, just now, Sebastian, we have to understand that people looking at Calypso for social commentaries, the events, what's happening in this country. The country is, people are suffering in this country. There are issues in this country. You have to sing about them. Too many of the senior Calypsonians are afraid of looking at the so-called, these people are just coming up this saying about the issues. And it's hurting them people. All right? So when you talk about marketing, the judging is very, very important.
Let's take this caller. Good evening.
See, one other thing I want to say. No, and before it's different, You cannot tell people where to go, Sibo.
No, I wasn't telling people. I was just
No, not
saying
you. I'm talking generally.
Okay.
I'm not talking about you, Sibo. I can tell you. What I'm
Anyway,
saying
go ahead. Make your point.
People have a choice. It's not everybody that want to go to Calypso. Who want to go to Calypso will go to Calypso. But you just have Calypso alone on a night. And sometimes I say, I don't want to go Calypso. I wish it had something else for me to go to. So people can go to choose where they want to go. I heard talk about people don't Calypso. We should have that alone. And I don't agree with that. Let people go where they want, man. Thank you.
Good. Now, hold on.
Let's take
Next caller. Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, Sibo, good evening, Lobby, Dr. Fountain, and your guests on the program. I have an observation, but before I talk about it, I want to tell Daddy Chess I do not agree with him about other competition on the night when you have a major Calypso competition. And take for example, when Dominica farmers are growing local potato, imported potato is banned. I made some dictatorial. Maybe something like that has to be done. Because remember, we haven't got the 1.8 million people Trinidad, as you know. We are only about 60, 70,000 people. So although you cannot tell people where to go, you got people to be interested in the Calypso by not staging any major event. And Lobby make a very important point. Why not have Calypso competitions in the schools to get the children interested in Calypso? Academy have theirs, grammar school, in the schools have Calypso competition in the schools. Now, my observation, I was in Maho Carnival Monday and Tuesday by the credit union. There was a band there, live band. And they were playing Grams Morgan, People Like You, and Amber, and the singer. I never heard Daddy Chess. I didn't hear. I heard Guapo Parise once. I heard Emilisa once, and which is other thing. And that is the kind of songs they were playing. So when the people, but I don't know what to say. Good evening.
All right, let's take the whole line, guys. Let's call.
Final.
Yeah.
Okay, we lost.
Okay, let me read something for you guys. Caller, I want you all to listen. The person is saying the high price of the ticket is also a problem. Ask Bob if the competition should not be a one-song competition at a cheaper price because nobody cares about the second song. And there could be more Calypsonians singing at the final with their one song. for instance, the person say, Calpapi is a good example of that.
I actually had an idea I pitched a few years ago. I mean, people didn't take me on much, but my idea was this. Most Calypsonians don't write their own material. Right? So you as a writer, you're not sure how far the Calypsonian is going to take your song. So you give him one song, right? You're not going to just give him two songs. Unless you give him Bob. You know Bob can handle himself. Right? So most writers will give a Calypsonian one song. If they reach the final, they give him the second song. Now, at that time, the Calypsonian has to go, no, rush to learn it, rush to record it. By the time you're ready to release it, it's 1 week. My thought process is have 3 weeks in between the quarters and the semis. That way you have more time to market your second song. People get to learn it more. It advantages the Calypsonian because you know your song better. You can market it more. You will execute it better on the night. It advantages the patrons because right now you know all 20 songs well. It advantages the judges because they will be more familiar with the second song. So instead of having 2 weeks in between each one, between the semis and finals, you have 3 weeks instead. So you just do the calculation in terms of the times, and everybody wins.
But you're a member of the association. Let's take the caller. I guess you all can discuss that. You should be able to push that through. Let's take the next caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes. Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I wanted to call earlier on when Dr. Chess was giving his contribution. I want to congratulate him. Bob, you were in my top 3, actually. Bob was in my top 3. The lady was one of them. I haven't listened or gone to a Calypso show in decades. So it's like 25 years back you come, and then the last couple of years I've been to the Calypso show. I find that the shows, they need to make it a little more interesting. When I was like 20, 19, I used to go to Calypso show. We used to go to all the tents, but I noticed that everybody in the finals, in the Calypso show finals, they were like 40 years and up, maybe 45. So the young people, they don't come to the Calypso show. I think it's the same old thing all the time. I'm sorry to say that. It feels like it's a tent. You want to put on a show. I know it's Calypso, but the guest artist, bring in somebody, bring a bouillon artist.
Okay,
caller,
hold on a minute. They brought in Triple K. Now I heard some people saying they should not have brought Triple K there. I heard that. So here you were saying they should bring a bouillon artist. I don't know if you do you know that Triple K played at the Calypso show?
Yeah, I know Triple K.
All right. So how do you please people? Yeah. Some people say bring, some people say they shouldn't. So anyway.
Well, it's not a bouillon artist, but they can bring some other artists. It doesn't. You hear all these Calypsonians all through the tent. You're hearing the same thing over and over again. So when you come on the big stage, you want something different. It's the same MCs giving the same jokes. It's the same old. So you gotta make something that will get the young people to come to church. As Chester just said, that times have changed. Things are changing, you understand? So if people don't want to be in this old same, they want something that is very catchy that's going to get them to come to the show. So I think it's a good thing that they came on the big stage, and that's what made the Calypso show come out a little
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much.
That's a great part. Yeah. But just before, but Triple K, they brought Triple K, but it was like a surprise. It was not advertised. If you're going to do that, you have to promote it. And I thought it was a good idea to bring in the bouillon.
Because they had attraction. But I think they had bouillon artists as well.
It was not advertised. I was surprised to see them on stage. Honestly, I had not heard it before.
I think it was something like a trial.
It needs to be promoted.
It's something that can be developed.
But she makes a good point. You have a show to drag the bouillon audience, right?
But one thing I will see. I mean, okay, so you had the Maho Carnival, you had the Senjo Carnival, you had Laplin Carnival, you had Carnival Granby. What did you hear? Not the same song from Triple K, not the same song from Signal. If you go to any country, Carnival, all over the world, what you're gonna hear are the songs of Carnival. If you go to Trinidad, you hear Marshall songs a million times. So that's what Carnival, because you have that short space of time to promote what you need to promote. So, and if you're a fetter, you hear the songs you go all about and you fet to the same songs.
But listen, even when they're waiting for the results. I'm at the final, and the DJ, I find to me, the DJ was playing some fantastic songs. All right, seriously, as you said, the crowd that was there, they started playing CK Serenade and some of the past Calypso's roadmap songs, and that was going on good from the time when the Triple K came on. I tell you, because I'm telling you about that, because some of the songs, Trip of CK, first telling you, these things are infectious. These are party songs. There's nobody fool you. But come back on you just now. There's something I would just want to point out to two of you all. I have been thinking of that, looking at Trinidad. Do you think that the Monarch should start from the quarterfinal or the semi-final? What do you think of that?
No.
Why? Tell me why.
The Monarch has to have some type of privilege. Because you know what you because okay, Joy was the Monarch. You want to go against the Monarch in the final. You that hype of the Monarch at the final waiting. If the Monarch goes in quarterfinals and football.
But it happened to this guy in Trinidad.
Yes.
But it happened in Trinidad every
yes,
year.
but it brings down that hype of the final.
I don't find so at all.
Yes, it does. It does because you go to meet the Monarch.
Do you agree? Listen to me. If I have to judge, like some people ask me when they asked me, I said no. I want to get when everybody starts at zero. As a coach, as a track coach, I inspire you at the finish line. Everybody starts at zero. People talking about the Monarch defend. No, everybody. Just now.
Yes, let me add.
Gentlemen, we have to wind down now because we have to go quickly.
Very quickly, Manu, I want to say but also not just the Monarch. The idea that persons who qualify this year get a bye next year. How about that? To me, I agree with the Monarch part of it. But everybody else, I think you have the people coming in at the quarters, the finalists this year, make it automatically. Why should this year qualify you for next year?
The numbers.
Why not just start the whole
thing? It's because of the numbers.
Fresh?
You have too many people trying to get elimination.
Oh, okay.
So there are 9 of us going to the quarterfinals and another 12 or so coming to meet us in the quarterfinals.
So but I'm saying that why give that? Why not just take? Okay, so you're saying the competition would be such that it would be difficult to get the 32 or the 21 out of the eliminations coming up to meet just the Monarch. At the finals.
12 is chosen in the eliminations.
Right. So I'm saying instead of 12, you'd have the 12 plus the 9. The 9 so that in other words, I don't see why you should get a privilege this year because you have a lot of Calypso there and some of them might just come 32. Yeah.
So 12 from the eliminations and that's how it works.
That's how it always has been. I'm just wondering whether it makes sense to keep
these things. I don't think that structure, that whole system, it works. It works. That's not what is preventing certain people or the crowd. And another thing too, LOB, bear in mind, Calypso crowd has not necessarily diminished. We're online streaming. The crowd has our audience has actually increased, but we're not checking the streaming because those figures are not given or PR has some work to do. You understand? So there are people streaming from all over the world, Australia, watching the show on the night,
Yeah,
and
it's
a lot
very
of people
popular
in Dominica
line,
do not want to come out. Some people, they have swollen feet and so on. They have a age. They want to stay home and listen and watch. So that's an area we don't pay attention to.
Okay, guys, that's what I just want to read a colleague saying, and listen, chess is a cop-out in the response to the Viva matter. Sibo, the question is, did Lofty lie or did he talk the truth? If he did, there was a flaw in the process. If the chief judge could arbitrarily impose his will on a panel of judges, that is procedural injustice. It is wrong and it must stop. He should intervene only if there were technical or ethical error by the judge, the Calypso Association. They would have a letter lying on their desk for months. Edmund Burke has said, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to say or do nothing. Let us see how the association changes that procedural injustice.
There is always a way to do anything that you feel you have to do in life. And you have to do it properly. There's processes. You have to write to the association and say, hey guys, something happened there and it's not right. And to your benefit, blah, blah, blah. If they don't know anything about it, there's journalism in the country. You can sit down with a journalist and then some form of investigation can occur. But give the association a chance to investigate its own matters.
Okay, guys, we have to come to her because good things sometimes. Your final words, both of you. Daryl first, and Daddy Chess will.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to the people who came out and support the show this year. We're really, a lot of people have been saying all these negatives and Calypso dying and so on and whatnot. And this year, I'm certain that people have gotten a really good experience at the finals. It's been a wonderful competition throughout the season. The last thing I want to say is that I really hope that we can continue giving Calypso material and the discussion throughout the year, because that will help to educate people so that people can have a better informed and more informed input at the end of the show.
Yes, Chester.
Okay, yeah, so for me, the show ended about 3 o'clock or
about that because results came in that means to 4. Yeah,
I right after the competition.
Yeah, means to 4.
Yeah, I went home and I sat on my bed, and I finished responding to messages at 7
in the morning, 7
o'clock a.m. Congratulatory messages, and I turned off my phone to be able to sleep. When I woke up, there were 300 on my phone waiting for me, and that was how my entire day went. And then Juve morning, I came out. I didn't really do any Juve, but I just stayed at the bottom of the hill as the bands passed, put my crown on my head, and the overwhelming congratulatory messages from people, pictures, hugging and stuff. On Tuesday, the making it wrong. I just want to thank the fans. I never knew I had so many supporters, to be honest. And I just want to thank the public for all the support, all the congratulatory messages that came my way and that continue to come my way all through today and so on. I just want to tell you, I appreciate. I have heard you. I appreciate you. I know next year will be a different battle. Everybody will be coming for my neck, but that's okay. This year is history, and nobody can take that away from me.
Guys, thank you so much. It was a privilege to have you guys, and I hope we can do that again, because we could go on all night, but we have other things to talk. We have cricket talk about the World Cup and football. The president of the association, I think, just there waiting to speak to. Guys, thank you so much, man. Thank you, Chester. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank. Yeah, it was a nice conversation, guys. And yeah, we can go on all night with that. But yeah, man.
No, but I tell you, the problem, the crowd, when people do, like people like good judging. People like good judging.
There are months of blues like in Calypso.
Like my brother.
There are months of blues.
Well, go ahead, talk to me, because we have to go on in the shoot. That would be personal. Anyway, let's go. Yeah, we're back. And first, I want to say thanks to Tuapita for providing us with water. Local company, they're always happy to provide us with local water. And we can't forget Del Nachis as well for they sponsored that program, the best in sneakers. You can still go there. They still have stuff. There are a lot of stuff, by the way. Right. We have the president of the Football Association with us, and we want to talk some football because we finished with cricket. The World Cup, as we know. West Indies, by the way, playing on Monday at 9:30, Zimbabwe. Right. Good night, President.
Good night.
Well, I saw you in the carnival. You had a good carnival?
Yes, I had.
Okay, I think I saw you. Right. Glad we had last week, we had the PRO then. A lot of developments, I'm sure, the association. We understand you have a new secretary now, right?
Yes, we have a new secretary.
Well, I guess you want to tell listeners.
Yeah, we have a new secretary started on Wednesday, the day after Carnival. Well, it's Alvin Abraham.
Right.
Past teacher,
headmaster. Principal, yeah.
And he's a sport enthusiastic person. I mean, I know we played cricket together, maybe not at the national level, but he played for grammar school.
Well, you played for the national team,
yeah,
but not him.
He didn't play at the national team, but he played for grammar school.
Yeah.
He played for grammar school. Left-arm spinner. And he had been involved in football in his community in Maricot. So I think he's bringing a wealth of knowledge and he's an experienced person to the FA. So all we can wish him well and hope that he takes it to a higher level.
Glenn, when at some point, I think I'm not sure if you were there, when I asked the question about Hurd that why don't you help bring him in to coach helping the coach when Sabin was the coach. The wording we got was that he has a specific assignment. He's now acting coach. You need to tell listener what has happened, why he's now acting as the coach, the national coach.
Yeah, well, we could use him temporary because Kurt's assignment here is as a talent coach. But in the absence of we not having a coach now, and we plan to have hired somebody, but I don't think it would have been prudent at the time to hire somebody when the competition was just a few months away. So in doing some background check or research, you can say that way, that they said that we can use Kurt for that interim position. We don't know how it's going to pay off going forward because basically I don't think he can hold up to position. So it's just an interim position. So we would still have to get the advice of FIFA on that in terms of going forward. I'm not saying he's the actual coach in the future, but I know now he's holding both positions as the talent coach and still the national senior men's coach.
Are you all in the process now of identifying someone permanently? Have you sat down? I understood you all had a lot of application. Have you shortlisted people?
We shortlisted a few people, you know, but we still need the advice because, like I said before, I think on the program, that if you want to say 99% are foreign persons, which we are not familiarized with. And I think we are seeking advice from the region in terms of CONCACAF and FIFA for us to make a good pick, you know, and because you want to select somebody you think that the culture of Dominica can work with everybody within this.
But Glenn, you said about selecting somebody and the culture. When you say culture of Dominica, culture of football, looking at football presently, you need guys who are technically and tactically prepared for the game. When you're looking at, you're looking at, which are you looking at? Looking for somebody from Europe or from South America or from the English-speaking Caribbean?
Well, it doesn't matter where the person come from.
No, because in terms of the football, you're looking at the European style, you're looking at the South American, looking from the English-speaking Caribbean. Which among the three there, if you had to select one, let's say an European or South American or one from the Caribbean, who would you select?
I'll select the European.
Why?
But, well, there's many factors. All right, there's many factors. And I believe any coach has to come with his own innovation.
You want somebody innovative.
Because I hear people talk about style of football or this thing. I mean, the coach is the one who decides that which style of football he plays and when he played. Yes, the FA will have it programmed from grassroots going up. But at the end of it, the coach should be the one who comes and decide, listen, that is how we can, and it's based on the personnel you have at the time, because different countries will have different strengths and weaknesses at the time, and it's how the coach nurture these personalities together to get a good structure.
No, you have been there for some. Let us face it. With football, you played football. You look at Dominica team. You look at Dominica. You have senior, we have junior, we have this. Look at the systems presently. What do you think? Speaking candidly, you think which system would suit Dominica the best right now?
Well, it does go back to a lot of educational coaching programs, and I'm saying that to say that we sometimes have to use the pass, but, and I've said that many times on different programs here, that the clubs are not helping to, and they might take it in the wrong sense, to develop the football, because the players comes from the club.
Yeah.
And if the club is not doing what they have to do properly, it will affect the national team. And I'm saying that to say because then, yes, the DFA will spend its funds and monies on developing the coaches, but you actually not seeing it when the game have been played at the various venues. And before, well, one might say really passively, you were seeing the football where it was more energetic, goal scoring opportunities, ball, fellas kicking ball at goal, the defenders more, you want to say more rugged, more, and I believe that happened because the clubs in the past, although the coaches were maybe not graded or had any certification before them, but they were putting in the work where you could see it on the players. So I'm hoping that now, with all this coach education, and we are willing to invest in that, and we are doing that because now we have licensed coaches, So we're hoping that should bear fruits and show the skill of the players. That when you come to a DFA league, you can see the league different.
Glenn, our teams have not been doing well regionally. The women team under 17, in fact, we just had the under 17 boys didn't do well. Even when we played earlier or last year in St. Kitts, we lost all the matches. Are you satisfied, or are you not concerned that our teams are just not doing well, the national team?
We are concerned, and I think everyone should be concerned. But it goes back to the development of the sport. I mean, we participate in, and now we even have a team out to travel today, the under 20. I'll come back to your answer. They might be in a different grouping now because they are playing Antigua, BVI, Dominican Republic. And so if you want to say that look like our peers. But the under 17, they come up against some serious teams. So this South American football is have grown. And we do expect, yes, the players go there, and I spoke to some of the young players, and for them, it's a good thing they went, because in terms of, boy, what we playing maybe, or what we see in our locals, it's different. That's the exposure for them, but they have to understand that it's beyond that. It's much more than that, because the training the under 17 in Nicaragua and these countries will get. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it, but it starts from our club level. And as long as our club level are not willing to do the hard work, we will always suffer.
Question, Glenn, you just said, for example, I've been looking at Dominican Republic over the years and see, how they have grown, how they have improved. They have improved a lot, with their football, with the inclusion of overseas players. I was shocked when I look and see how they play from the last 2 years. I've been seeing them, Dominican Republic, when how they play, but I've seen them improve a lot. But Glenn, there's something which I want to talk to you about. It has to do with overseas players, first generation or second generation. You have, for example, that this is something that some of the islands have dealt with. I don't know, Dominica. We have, for example, like if your mother was born in Dominica, right, and you're born in the US, but let's say now, but this person's father was not born in Dominica, but a Dominica parent. There's something there's some law that has to be passed.
Yeah, we have presented this to the government. The only player that can play is the first generation persons.
Glenn, I was thinking of that. Glenn, I'm saying right now, because in the US, and I spoke to few players there. I think, and I came to Dominica. I said, what has to be done? Just my suggestion that football, athletics, basketball, volleyball, even swimming, and the DOC should meet the government on that. Because just writing, I said, just writing, you'll have to go and show them the urgency in that. Because you have good players out there.
Yeah, I know, and will help.
All right, football. Because look, let nobody fool you. All teams now, all the matter being there, they have Brazil. That is Brazil. Look at how many overseas players playing on their team. I tell guys, shouldn't be afraid, because first of all, as I told Sabine once, look, I listened to you. You have to be selective. You look at your back, your midfield, your front. You have a good mix. Who can help? You may have 5 or 6 players from overseas, good players. When you're fishing, or when you're going out looking for players, you know who you're looking for. Looking at who going to help your football is very, very important. All right? And that is, I look at Dominica playing, I look at the games he playing, I look at a lot of, you know, as you said, he has the club, but our youth in particular, a lot of work has been done technically. Because more football is being played now until, and I'm just amazed when I look at Dominica playing. I see myself, don't the guys, do they watch football? Do they, you know, because we never have to watch. I grew up not watching, sit down and watching the game. You have to listen. You see the odd game, but it's in a lot of football.
That's why I mentioned the coaching, because we have a lot of footballers even playing in wrong position in our league, because they raise as maybe a midfielder or a defender or forward man. But if you get a tactical coach that understands the game, he will realize that, listen, you'll better be positioned as maybe to help the team as a defender or wherever it is.
Well, I'm happy you said that, because Brian Thomas has been, Dominic, one of the best midfielders. I heard early on in the training of the new coach that they're using him in central defense now, right? I don't know if you are aware of that. So I'm trying to wonder, why has that been done? Because he had already been playing in midfield, Brian Thomas.
Well, so I suppose the coach, watching the caliber of the player and the team he has, he will better serve in that position.
And he said, and I heard him in an interview saying that he'd been enjoying it playing in that position, Brian Thomas, in central defense.
And now you're saying that, and I mean, I know Brian's style of play. He'll be very effective there.
Yeah, well, I heard him answer in response to that, saying he'd enjoyed playing central defense. But he would normally, by upbringing, he has been a midfield player.
Yes.
That's why he's played all the time.
Football now has changed. If you look, you happen to go out. You have to be prepared. Be prepared not to have just one area of football. You have to be able to play different positions. Coaches, you have to be prepared for that, gentlemen.
Well, you know, sometimes, okay, look at what happened with Manchester United. They sacked him now, Amarin. He used this guy, the guy from Ivory Coast, playing like a left wing, but the guy is a striker. They did badly. Now they brought in Michael Carrick. They have won 5 matches in a row. The guy is playing in his preferred position. So sometimes coaches can use people in the wrong position.
It's based on the system. Every position, own system, own style. You know?
Well, some they have stupid style, like Amarin. But the only thing, though, he's been sacked. But he's been sacked and he's gotten £12 million as a payoff because he's been terminated.
He has been successful, yes.
Successful, not in England, though.
Right.
Yeah, anyway, let's go back locally. Glenn, go ahead.
The thing I just said a while ago there, how you look at it in terms of football, basketball, athletics, swimming, could meet with the DOC and you all as a delegation, because that's what I just said is very important. I know some and I spoke to some people in the US. All right, the guy said we want to play for Dominica, but this for generation, and something has to be done. I mean, you'll have to.
Is there a law against it? What's the problem there?
Well, you remember, you have to have the passport to play for your country. So to get a passport, your first generation person can receive the passport. The second generation can.
Yeah, but can't you get a passport if you have a certain talent that wants to play? Can't you give them a passport? Because it's done in other countries where I've known people getting passports when they arrive in the airport to play. You know, so can it be done?
Well,
so is that where the problem is? Is that what you need to be addressed, right?
So
okay.
The laws need
to be looked at.
Well, maybe you might get the law changed.
Because as I'm saying, if you have a certain talent you want to attract, and the restriction is he not having a citizenship, countries have granted citizenship to people on that basis. The US does it all the time to get good athletes. They grant them citizenship. They have no relation with the US. They get passports. They get US passports to run for the US.
For the World Cup before the one play that was born Curacao. The Italian team that playing in the World Cup now, cricket, nobody was born in Italy. Not one player was born in Italy.
So, to me, but that's what has to be done. You said you all have written already, but to expedite that, I think this delegation of these 5 top sports, including the DOC, should meet the government. That is, to me, you should meet them. What do you think of that?
No, I agree. That is something that can be solved. It happens in every other country. I don't see why it should be a problem here.
Because there's a girl here right now here who came down. She's she's waiting for, I think so, a sister of ours who wants to play with Dominica. All right, who wants to play, but the problem is that
She has to have this
document. Document. So this thing has to be done.
No, well, we agree with you, and then something like I said before that it has to be amended. It has to go to Parliament and amend the laws, and then the second generation persons can get a passport.
Well, of course, that's been done.
Okay, Glenn, some time ago you spoke about covering the stands at Stock Farm. Where is that now?
Well, we have gone a little much further. Where we have met with the consultant, and now it's out for tendering.
Okay.
So the contractors, whoever will be tendering.
So the money is available for that?
The money has been available for a while.
What the roofing would be like? Concrete or galvanized?
No, it some other material.
If you get a Maria, it will anything like that. Right now, anything.
Well, it would be difficult to put concrete.
I know it, but I hope it's something that's strong.
Yeah, well,
I can understand,
the consultant, the engineers would know what is best.
So that's going to be done soon.
That's going to be done.
Well, that's good. When does the football?
And it's not just covering alone.
It's
covering, proper seating, the extension with 2 other dressing rooms, with media center, and some VIP lounge.
I understand. I heard in the news that they're doing some work in your village on the playing field, and it might be used for Premier League football. Is that a fact? Is that factual stuff?
Yeah, it can be used for Premier football. We have played. Yeah, we have played Premier games in Port Michel before.
I know that, but now I understand they're doing some work. The government is boasting they're doing some work and blah blah.
Well,
blah.
they have done some. There's some extension of the ground towards the south.
Okay.
Where a lot of soil have been cut and cut away. So what that's maybe need now is top dressing, like sanding and grassing.
Because
and it should be okay.
I don't know you say about top dressing sanding. It's a hard thing. The surface that's hard, which you know.
No, but we have played.
I don't know yet, but it's not good presently, because it's going to long-term effects.
No, we have played on other grounds. And
what about the fencing now? I think you don't have proper fencing that the balls will be able to go over.
No, the DFA had constructed that a couple of years ago on the northern side, so there's a proper fence that the ball will not go over.
So what surface are you looking at? Simple grass or any artificial surface?
For Port Michel, it has to be grass surface. Because remember, it's a multiple.
I know. So you're going to regrass.
Regrass. Like I said, it must be some top dressing, sandy.
So that thing has been addressed already with the.
No, what they have just done is the excavation of the
excavation. But I have put down in writing what has to be done.
No, well, the DFA will play it back. I mean, like the DFA, we use it for playing football, so we will all definitely assist in whatever ways we can.
But you said it's for multi-purpose. In terms, when you say multi-purpose, what are you referring to?
No, all our grounds in Dominica are multi-use.
Like basketball.
Not basketball, but you like all the grounds are cricket and football.
Yeah, cricket. Yeah, it's
all the grounds.
We always have. They are wicked. They always have that.
Yeah, but now with the extension they have done and the basketball court on the western side, that cricket surface must be relocated a bit higher.
Okay.
Because the boundaries on the western side will be very too short.
Well, they haven't played cricket there for a while.
And they haven't played cricket there for a while.
For years. Right. When does the football season start, Glenn?
Well, hopefully the football season should start in March, but we have some new dynamics now because we have an under-20 team, which is out. We have our senior men's team, which might be traveling soon. Will be traveling soon. So we might have to push back the start of the league because by the time the under-20 comes back and the senior team travel, so that we might have to push back the little further.
The PRO last week said about you all have this big gala coming. When is that?
Prize giving.
Well, right.
Well, that's supposed to be on the 14th of March.
14th of March, okay.
March. Hopefully. When I'm saying that because we still have some league that is ongoing.
You serious from last year?
Well, yeah.
That's not completed yet?
Not completed.
Wow.
The Cup, the Champions Cup.
So why is that? What has happened?
Because of the traveling of the teams. And look, we have
Carnival stoppage.
And we have the under-20 that just left today. They'll be back on the 1st of March.
Wow.
So that will shift the prize giving maybe a little further. We have not discussed it, but I'm just saying that here.
All right. Well, yeah, so, but the national team is going to send kids soon, right?
Well, they have not, FIFA have not, CONCACAF have not decided on that. They
haven't decided?
No. It was previously said send kids, but now they have some ups and downs with what venue. Because I think maybe St. Kitts and Obel is one of the teams participating has some issues.
Oh, wow. But the guys are still in training,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the competition will take place,
Okay.
They have just not come up with the venue.
Glenn, it has to do with women football right now. I know you're not happy. I'm not happy, but I'm seeing the women football right now. the league itself, I think the women needs to play more football. How you can get them to play more football? If they have to play each other 3 times, and more work has to be done. You were talking about the clubs for the men. Our under 17 girls, I saw it under 17. I mean, as the team look very unfit. I watched them playing. The competitors, we were the most unfit team. All right. I look at Bellies that beat us. I mean, we should have beaten Bellies to me, overweight team, and they still beat this. But I'm concerned about women football in Dominica. They're not that athletic, or women are just not that athletic. Looking at the other teams, how they're improving a lot. Women are getting more athletic. All right, some of the teams have improved a lot in the other islands. In English speaking, they have one. But our girls, they have to more time on that. More football, because it's easier. You see the boys playing small goal here and there. You don't see the girls playing that. You don't see the girls playing. The boys will kind of sweat. Dr. Fountain, Sibo. You see the boys playing. They always, but the girls are not. That has to be done. How they can get their peers? I've been telling them you have to play football.
Well, it has started from, we come back to the grassroots and the schools too. The schools have to be involved. A lot of the country, like Bellies, with the under 17, they have a lot of overseas players too. I watch even BVI and Montserrat with the under 17. But 90% of their ladies were foreign-based players, although they were under 17.
Yeah, but even though, you have to, that's the way forward, you know.
I totally agree. I mean, it's just we know to put a plan and, like you said, to have a discussion with the government and how we channel that.
Jamaica has done with the league. You see right now, look at this team now. How they were bringing a lot of Jamaicans who want to play for England, right? They're coming home to play for Jamaica.
Yeah, 80% of their players are
right now,
the Jamaican ladies.
Because
in fact, they're playing next week or week after in the.
Yeah,
very important.
They're playing. I think it's Congo. Who they play? Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yeah.
I think, and if they win, then they play
whoever win.
No, they still have to play somebody else to qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, I think in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, but the under 17 boys qualify for the World Cup, which is outstanding. I mean,
they beat Canada.
They qualify for.
When you look at the Jamaicans under 17, I watch the game itself. Guys are strong. They're running. You have to be fit to play football. You have to be fit to play football.
Well, you have to be fit to play any sport. How in football, but any sport you have to.
The field is big. I don't know me. The field, I understand every sport, but with football, the field is a big field, and when the last 5 minutes of football is crucial in the game.
You think it is harder to play football on a big field than playing basketball for running up and down?
I play the game.
No, but basketball. What I'm asking you the question.
But the football itself, you have more. The problem with basketball, you always on the run. 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. Basketball, if you're not fit, you can get a heart attack. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to.
Our women's team's traveling on Monday, so we have.
So where are they going to this time?
To Guyana, and they play on the 27th.
Well, what I find, there are a lot of competitions on. Nothing wrong with that. But are they really ready for this competition, or is it not because there's a competition and we have to take part? Or are people ready for those competitions?
Well, very good question. Well, it's twofold, and you're right. We should be ready for the competition.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather, we decide that we're not participating because we're not ready. Sometimes it's fine. I mean, in the development programs, you want to expose the young person, but at the senior or much higher level, I think if you're not ready for the competition, I think you should abstain.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense you go and get 17 love just to take part. And I find too often we're getting destroyed. You have one national team, 15 love thing. If we are not ready, why do we go? Just to say we participate?
No, but at the same time, how do you get the experience? You know, the experience matters there to me. Even
I understand what you're saying, Dr. Franklin. So that's what I'm saying. We must have them prepared. Are they really prepared? That's the point I'm making. Are we really prepared?
Well, the preparation can only take place twofold again, from the club structure and from the FA in terms of the length of time that you bring the club into training.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for us, it will always be an expensive venture. I mean, we spend a lot of money on transporting the various players to training to different areas, because you want to make sure that everybody from whatever area is participating in the football. So it comes down to not a challenge of money, but you have to be adequately have funding for all this, because like I told you, a lot of funding goes into the transportation and even snacking of making sure that the players are well snacked after the training. So it has to be balanced, but it goes back to if we are prepared from the club structure or from the early session. I don't think we have these problems, because when you come to the national setting, there are certain things that the national coach should not have to go back, like you say, fitness and these basic things.
So you have to maintain it, but
You have to maintain it, but you have to come to a level of
But take for instance, you talk about the clubs. Okay, the football season pending maybe a couple of weeks. Does the association have its coaches going around to see if clubs are training, if they are ready for the local league?
That's not our responsibility.
I know it's not. Yeah, but what I'm saying again goes back to the thing about preparation. If you have clubs that not doing what they have to do, and they come in the main league, and it will devalue your league. That's the point I'm making.
Well, we do that at the academies. We have credited a few academies. Give them a syllabus where they have to follow, and we will have our coaches go in and see whether they are doing this training and they are getting a stipend. So in other words, because they're getting a stipend, they have to carry out the work that they've been paid for.
But you see, Sebastian, you're talking about overseeing the clubs. No, first, I mean, I come to Dominica, yeah. I'm looking around, gentlemen. I'm looking around. I'm seeing guys that are running. They see nobody doing. No, I said, but what's happening to the? Seeing the cricketer. The only person I will see training is Hodge, Calvin Hodge. I will see Hodge, doing. I must see the players. There's always football competition overseas. I'm not seeing anybody run. I said, but what happening? How would they expect to win? There's certain work you have to do on your own. Glenn used to run. All right, he used to run. You have to do work on your own. Can't do anything at all.
Yeah, you have to. Well, I say the club or the community, and before the football was more, well, it was sport, more community based. So you saw guys going to the playing field, and whether the coach is not there, they doing their runs in the morning.
Yeah.
And it helps the individual. So we need to get that culture back. That culture has to come back to whatever sport, and not just football, even cricket also.
Are you satisfied with the school's competition? Because I want to ask you.
Well, I don't know too much about the school competition, but it comes back again to the what we do from the FA standpoint. We assist them, well, when it comes to football, in terms of the coaching aspect. We help them with that aspect. But I would believe that, well, for us to develop, these two the entities have to marry themselves together so that we can develop the sport.
Do you see the quality? Do you see more quality now than before on the schools?
There's not more quality now than before, no. Because, I can talk from my standpoint as a grammar school person. The training was more vigorous. Persons were training seriously. Every time I come here, I mention these things. You don't get that. Fellas don't train like before. And we used to do 2 trainings. We train in the morning and still come train in the afternoon.
And you see also, Glenn, the sports days, that helped a great deal, Most fellas were athletic in the school, girls on the football team. These guys were very athletic guys.
The sport was part of it. And even the PE classes was part from the grammar school standpoint.
Did you beat Mr. House?
Anyway, I wish Afi had called tonight. I know last week he called and I wish he had called tonight. But Glenn, we want to talk about cricket quickly. So yes. I want, probably next week we come when we have more time that we can spend, well, before the football season starts, maybe we'd like to invite you back, and so we can discuss about the whole hour, talk about the cricket. By that time, the team will have either gone or preparing to go, and that sort of thing. So we can spend more time.
I'll be back here.
So we want to invite you to come back. So when we have more time. Because the Calypso thing took a lot of time. Yeah, so Glenn, thanks, eh?
Okay,
thank you.
Thanks, man.
A break now?
Well, no, we haven't got much time, so let's just go. We haven't got much time, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, because Yes, and we're back, and we mustn't forget Capita. They're always willing to provide us with local water. And we want to say, Dominican, when you're looking for water, go to Capita. And if you're looking for good stuff in sports equipment, you go to Del Nachis. Dr. Fontaine, we're down to tomorrow morning, Australia play the match against Oman. Well, not many people probably be at the ground. In fact, a lot of the Australians now, former test players, are annoyed that, take for instance, Australia have somebody like Steve Smith
did not
probably
play,
playing tomorrow. He might play tomorrow.
Too late.
You see, and the point they were making, and I saw Kevin Peterson saying that this thing about using big hitters now is not working. You have to have men who are good in test cricket where they can rotate strike, because things work out now. It's not before like you would have 6 hitting and that kind of thing. It's not going to work now.
It's very interesting with Australia and the fact that they have, it shows the lack of depth, because they lose George Hazelwood and
we
three
got
of the Cummins, and all of a sudden it's a completely different team.
They couldn't get people out.
So that to me, it shows the lack of depth, and I've seen a lot of commentary on social media just about that, and the fact that they have not really invested enough. And so they're asking themselves questions, and rightly so, because Australia looked completely out of it. In fact, we said that last Thursday. Remember when we discussed that? We said Australia looked like the team to beat. But I realized they would have done so poorly.
Very poor.
But it's clear that they have some problems. But being a West Indian fan is a good thing these days.
Right. But I am saying though, West Indies, apart from the England match, they were not challenged because the teams in their zone. Is it a good? Okay, winning is a habit. You must always win.
But that's the thing.
Winning is a habit. But like I always said, when you come to the Super 8, you have to be. By the way, let us tell people who do not know. Listen, the Super 8 now. One group is going to be England, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand. The other group is West Indies, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and India. So you have 2 groups. So the top 2 each zone goes to the semifinals. So that's how it is.
So, but explain how they put them into the zone, because now you have all of the undefeated teams in one zone.
Yeah, well, they say it was preceded. That's
but
what.
that is what I don't understand.
So
because now you have a situation where you have the 4 undefeated teams in the same
zone.
Absolute madness. Absolute madness. I don't like that at all.
Let's
to
take
me,
this caller. We have a caller. Let's take this caller.
it should be organized differently.
Good evening, caller.
And good evening, Tibo and Tibo, we have to look out, because we play in Zimbabwe our first game, and then with undefeated and beat Australia and New Zealand and
Sri Lanka. Yeah. So
we have to be careful. And quickly, the writing has been on the wall for Australia a long time. They just didn't notice it. But the ODI World Cup. India played undefeated. Afghanistan had Australia on the run until Afghanistan dropped Maxwell twice and he scored a double century. And then Australia went to the finals And whoever had won that toss would have won the game if you all remember the game clearly. So it has been on the cattle this time, and Australia was seeing it. They had that green fella high up, and Ozzy agrees me when he used to be on the program. He just see what in that Cameron Green they rating him so high. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, we have another caller. Let's take this caller. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Don't listen to your phone.
Don't listen to your radio, please. Good evening. Okay, that's
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Mr. Menard.
Yes, hello, Mr. Menard. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, my team has gone home.
They haven't gone home yet. They haven't gone home yet. They'll go home tomorrow evening.
But the issue is that in a lot of sense I am not really happy with most of the teams. Team win, but they really haven't really played the outstanding cricket that we would have liked. The issue with Australia, one of the issues is that the batting have not clicked, right? We have not really seen the big performance from Maxwell and Head, and others.
So what about the bowling?
So it's not, yes, they're not
Zampa,
the bowling
look at
in
Zampa.
terms of the quality, but the batting, have not shown up what is expected. Yes, Smith should have been there, definitely. I mean, he would have been able to use his experience and as Sebastian said, to work him, walk the ball around and so. He's a world-class player. He has demonstrated it over the years, and he's somebody who can come there and win a match, when you have match winners. As I said, I expected more from Maxwell, and at his age, at this stage, maybe in his last World Cup, I show himself is very disappointed.
So Color, whom do you predict is going to win this?
Hello?
Whom do you predict is going to win this?
I didn't get that.
Who do you predict is going to win this competition? Which team do you think is most likely to win from what you've seen so far?
Well, India playing at home, most likely probably might be India or South Africa.
All right.
England. We win England in the second match. But who knows? England might say, "You all win me when it didn't matter. When it mattered, no, you all can be in the finals or in the semi-finals." Because it might feel like West Indies may not get there.
All right. Well,
there's nothing really to be celebrating so much when it comes to the West Indies, Sebastian.
Well, they have won. I mean, at least they have won. They have won 3 straight matches. We've not seen that in a while. They've actually won. Not only 3, actually 4 straight matches.
No,
so
we have seen far much even more than what we have seen in the last few matches. When they won the game in Australia, they thought that was that West Indies cricket were back on track. Then when you look now, just the other day we bowled out for 27.
Okay, caller, thank you.
That's a test match. All right.
Okay, thank you.
We have to move on with almost time.
For the benefit of listeners, let us keep West Indies. I'm going to say it slowly so people who do not know. West Indies plays on Monday at 9:30 against Zimbabwe.
9:30 a.m.
Then next week, Thursday, they will be playing at 5:30 a.m. against South Africa. And next week, Sunday, against India, 9:30. Now, for West Indies to get to the semi-final, they have to win 2 of these matches.
2 of the 3.
3 matches. Now, Zimbabwe is not a team they should take lightly
But it should be stupid to take.
They shouldn't take them lightly.
But I think that's the best draw we could have gotten as the first team to play. I would much prefer to play Zimbabwe first, hopefully to get a win, than to face South Africa or India. Absolutely.
Because, a net run rate could be a factor to it. Because I was looking at it, 3 teams could win 2 matches in that zone. 3 teams could win 2 matches.
Yes.
So net run rate will play a bigger part. So that is why it's important that West Indies, and you know, off air, I was just saying to you guys, you hear this myth that people say about you shouldn't let left-hand spinners against left-handed batsmen and blah. No, if you can bowl, you can bowl.
Of course.
You should be able to bowl against any batsman, whether it's left-hander or right-hander. Because you look at the Indian team, in the first 8 batsmen, they have 6 left-handers. Six.
But Sibo, let me tell you, India is beatable, you know.
Yeah, but
you see, remember they were 74-7 against the United States.
Yeah.
This team is beatable.
But Dr. Fountain, like I've always said, in T20, all it takes is one guy. Whether one guy, whether in batting or bowling. It's not like a test match where a team can come back in the second inning.
That's the reason why every single team of the 20 teams there, they showed something.
Exactly.
I mean, no game could be taken for granted. Man, UAE, none of them could be taken for granted.
Was it Nepal that beat Scotland?
Yes,
Look at one guy just came towards the end and started hitting sixes all over the place.
And it could happen.
And you talk about India. That's the same thing. The captain came and made 84 in quick time. So in T20, one guy just has to come and was kind of in it. Look at the Sri Lanka against the guy who made the 100.
Right.
Nisanka.
Yes.
Brilliant 100.
But Zampa get blows away.
He was the guy Australia depending on. So that is what I'm saying. In T20, not like a test match, you can come back. One guy
that catch there was unbelievable.
Yeah, let's take this caller because we have to wind up now.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Did you mention West Indies group have only unbeaten teams?
Yeah, we said that. We said in one zone has only unbeaten teams.
Yes. And you cannot underestimate
Zimbabwe at all.
Well, I said that already. So West Indies will be doing that at their own peril.
Well, it would be you'd be foolish.
And even the bowling, you have a 6'8" fast bowler, blessing.
Murabanga, whatever his name. He has about 9. He's one of the leading wicket takers in the World Cup. So West Indies have to be on the guard because
Zimbabwe is the surprise of the tournament.
And you cannot write off.
Sebastian, we would be foolish to go. Seriously, these guys need to be spanked. You'd be in a tournament to take a team that to go up there. Right now, your game has been in the next level. Next level.
But guys, I said it last week. I said that was the most balanced West Indies T20 team I've seen in a while, and I'm going to say that this team can get us through at least to the finals. Want to be brave and say that. Sibo doesn't agree, but I believe.
What I'm saying,
I believe.
Well, Doc can get. Doc, I take one game at a time.
Well, yes, what I'm just saying. I'm not afraid to say.
No, that team can be it can't be the most balanced team now.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm telling you, that's the most balanced team I've seen in a while.
You're saying that you want to hide bowlers. If you can bowl left, you can bowl left batsman. Come on, man.
By the way, for the matches this weekend, the Super 8 starts on Saturday.
Yeah.
Pakistan play on New Zealand on Saturday at 9:30.
That's a big game, yeah.
Well, Pakistan on Sunday 5:30. Sri Lanka plays England Sunday 5:30, and then at 9:30 the biggest game of the weekend, India against South Africa. Sunday at 9:30.
That's a big game.
Because boys, South Africa have some heavy hitters.
Yes, boy. What?
They have some heavy hitters.
I tell you, I fear South Africa more than I fear India in that match.
Well, but the thing is that India have spinners, Dr. Fountain. In the conditions in India, spinners will prevail.
Yeah. But the spinners have not been exceptionally well. It has been they've had some good people depending on where the finals are taken. But so far the pitches have been fairly reasonable.
We have to call them. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Quickly, because we are winding up now. Yeah. Good evening. Yeah.
See what's wrong with Shepherd?
Well, they use it like I said before. I didn't see how Shepherd, Holder, and Finkel play. Ford. So they're probably using Ford and Holder together with Sherman Joseph.
And Rothman Powell not scoring runs.
Well, that's another issue. Yeah. Rothman Powell. Yeah.
I'll drop him and bring Shepherd.
But in their opener has gotten four straight dogs, and he's still on the team.
No, but you see, what's that color?
South Africa might be the champion.
Well, I don't know. I'm not predicting that. But but Dr. Fountain does mention about what's his name? What's his name again? Sharma. The thing about it, Dr. Fong, that guy has been in the most successful batsman the past year. In fact, somebody asked me the question, as a selector, what would I do? Would I drop him? I said, no, I would not drop him.
Because he will come big. He
can come next month and score 100 for you.
Yeah.
So, good guy. There's a difference. They say form is temporary. Class is permanent. That's what it said. Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
No.
So, a guy fell in because only God, if you're playing cricket, that would go for a rough patch.
Yes.
All great cricketers at some point will struggle.
They'll persist with him at least from one game.
I don't see them dropping him.
I think they will take him into the Super 8.
Abhishek Sharma, that's his name.
If he does not perform against South Africa, probably they will think of moving him out. But I think certainly he'll play against South Africa.
The alternative is Sandy Sampson, who have done very well in the warm-up games.
But they can bring in isn't Jaiswal on the team?
No, Jaiswal not on the team.
He's not
What's his name? Shubman Gill is not on the team. You see, they have so many players. These guys could make any other team in the World Cup.
Yeah, because even that team that they have there is almost like a new team.
Rahul,
yeah,
it's almost like it's his team, Karnataka, because he's from Bangalore. With 100 yesterday in the semi-final, you ran the trophy. And I'm saying somebody like Rahul can't even make the in that. Anyway, guys, next Thursday when we come back, we will know exactly, we'll have an idea where the semi-final will be going because West Indies will have played 2 matches by then. Next week, Thursday night. They will have played 2 matches by then. So we'll know exactly where the semi-finals are going.
Okay.
And we'll see if I'm right.
Well, well, I'm sure we all are West Indies and want to see West Indies do well. But we'll see how it goes, right? So we had a good go tonight. We had the Calypso, we had football, cricket. So on behalf of Emmanuel Loblack, Dr. Fontaine, we say good night. We'll be back next week. Good night.
All right.
Night.